How I overcame doubt. 10 steps that changed my life. There was a time when doubt knew my name better than confidence ever did. It sat beside me every morning, whispered in my ear every night, and convinced me that my dreams were too big, my voice too ordinary, and my future too uncertain. It told me I wasn't ready. It told me someone else was smarter, stronger, richer, more talented, and more qualified. The hardest part wasn't fighting the world. It was fighting the voice inside my own head. Looking back now, I realize something powerful. Doubt never wanted to destroy me overnight. It wanted to delay me one day at a time. If it couldn't stop me completely, it would settle for convincing me to wait until tomorrow. But one decision changed everything. I stopped trying to silence doubt and started outworking it. These are the 10 steps that transformed my life from hesitation to confidence. Step 10. I stopped waiting until I felt ready. For years, I believed confidence came before action. I told myself I would start the business when I learned more, write the book when I became a better writer, travel when I had more money, and pursue my purpose when everything finally lined up. One day, I realized something painful. There is no finish line called ready. Every successful person I admired had started while feeling uncertain, so I made a promise to myself. I would no longer wait for confidence to arrive. I would let confidence catch up to me while I was already moving. Step 9. I changed my daily questions. Every morning I used to ask myself, what if I fail? My mind obediently gave me hundreds of terrifying answers. Then I changed one sentence that changed everything. I began asking, what if this actually works? Suddenly my imagination became an ally instead of an enemy. I started seeing possibilities instead of problems. My mind hadn't changed overnight. My questions had. Step 8. I started winning small battles. I stopped chasing giant victories and focused on tiny promises. I made my bed every morning. I exercised even when I didn't feel like it. I read 10 pages every day. I kept simple promises to myself. Those little victories seemed insignificant at first, but each one became another piece of evidence that I could trust myself. Confidence isn't built by thinking differently. It's built by proving to yourself that you'll do what you said you would do. Step 7. I fired my inner critic. I realized I was speaking to myself in ways I would never speak to someone I loved. After every mistake, I called myself a failure. After every setback, I questioned my worth. One afternoon, I caught myself doing it again and thought, if my best friend spoke to himself this way, what would I tell him? That question changed my internal dialogue forever. I became my own encourager instead of my own enemy. Step 6. I stopped comparing my beginning to someone else's middle. Social media had convinced me that everyone else was succeeding faster than I was. Then I realized I was comparing my unfinished chapter to someone else's highlight reel. I stopped scrolling so much and started building instead. Every hour I spent improving my life became one less hour admiring someone else's. Step 5. I learned that failure wasn't fatal. I used to fear making mistakes because I thought they defined me. Then I failed at something I had worked incredibly hard for. It hurt deeply, but something unexpected happened. I survived. The world didn't end. My identity didn't disappear. I discovered that failure wasn't the monster I imagined. It was simply a teacher wearing uncomfortable clothes. Step 4. I surrounded myself with better voices. I realized that doubt grows louder when negativity becomes your daily soundtrack. I started reading biographies instead of gossip. I listened to people who built businesses instead of people who built excuses. I spent time around individuals who believed growth was possible. Slowly, their belief became contagious. My environment began shaping my expectations. Step 3. I focused on progress instead of perfection. Perfection had become my favorite excuse. If I couldn't do something perfectly, I convinced myself not to do it at all. Then one day I understood that every expert had once been a beginner. Every masterpiece had once been messy. Every successful person had once been unknown. I gave myself permission to be imperfect, and ironically, that's when I started improving the fastest. Step 2. I took action before my emotions agreed. This became one of the greatest lessons of my life. I stopped asking my feelings for permission. Some mornings I felt unstoppable. Other mornings I wanted to quit before I even started. But I discovered that emotions are terrible leaders. Discipline became my compass. I worked when I felt inspired, and I worked when I didn't. Eventually, my emotions stopped controlling my actions because my habits had become stronger than my moods. Step 1. I finally believed that my purpose was bigger than my fear. This was the turning point. I realized that doubt had convinced me my life was about avoiding failure when it was actually about fulfilling purpose. Every gift I had been given wasn't meant to stay hidden because I felt insecure. Every opportunity wasn't waiting for a fearless version of me, it was waiting for a faithful version of me. The question stopped being, what if I fail, and became, what if someone needs what only I can give? That single thought broke chains I had carried for years. Today, doubt still knocks on my door. It still whispers occasionally that I'm not enough. The difference is that I no longer invite it inside. I've learned that courage isn't the absence of doubt. It's the decision to keep walking while doubt is talking. Looking back, I'm grateful for every battle because each one revealed strength I never knew I possessed. The person I am today wasn't created by easy victories, but by difficult decisions repeated consistently. If my story teaches you anything, let it be this. Doubt is loud, but it is never the final authority. Action is louder. Faith is stronger. Purpose is greater. And the life waiting for you on the other side of doubt is more extraordinary than the fear trying to keep you where you are. Thou says, one courageous step at a time, I stopped believing the lies about who I couldn't become, and finally started becoming the person I was created to be.